Good morning. You're in the right place, whether you're joining us online or you're here in person. So everybody, get relaxed, get settled. You got about 4 minutes to go get a cup of coffee and relax, and we'll be starting in about 4 minutes. Right, everybody, we're going to be starting. Does everybody want to kind of get their mind quiet and get settled in to get started? Good morning. Let's stand and sing. Get the blood flowing here.
Susie, get the prayer box.
Right, we're getting the music lined up here. Flow, river, flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river, flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. Flow, river, flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river, flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. Through the canyons, over the mountains, in the meadows where the wildflowers grow. To the people that receive me, and the ones that touch my soul. Flow, river, flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river, flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. There is nothing accidental, nothing more that I need to know. Now I'm moving in synchronicity, and everything is in the flow. Flow, river, flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river, flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. And flow, river, flow,
Take me where I need to go. Flow, river flow, lead me now. I'm ready to go. Flow, river flow, flow, river flow, flow, river flow, flow, river flow.
Good morning. And welcome to Unity Church of the Mountains, where the light always shines. Let's begin with prayer. Everyone take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Get yourself centered so that you can allow the Holy Spirit to allow the inspiration and the beautiful message that Angela has brought for us today to resonate within us, and we can add to our spiritual toolbox so that we can be the best shining light that we can be each moment and each day. Amen. So let's now join with our opening affirmation. Please join with me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotent. Welcome guests, whether here in person or online. It's wonderful to have you. Is there anybody here today for the first time? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. What, anybody, are you shy or you want to introduce yourself? Where are you from?
My name's Gay Gagnon, and we live in Florida, but we're here because we just bought a trailer in an RV park.
Wonderful, congratulations and welcome.
In the summer and the fall.
Gotcha, yes. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we definitely have a few Floridians here.
I saw the article,
Oh,
and I was sold already, but then when I looked again, Unity Church, I said, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
yay, wonderful. Yes, here by divine appointment. So how about you two?
I'm Amanda, and Steve Adams. He is a little shyer. We moved to Tennessee in Ottawa a year ago. I was very active in the Unity in Southern California, where we came from, and so I'm church shopping. And
There you go, awesome.
that's cute. I like that. I'm church shopping.
We got a couple ex-Floridians right here. They have the sense to come up, not for
Yeah. But yeah, it's wonderful to be looking and finding a spiritual home where you can be spiritually fed, and so it's a wonderful thing.
I think we've got some more new ones here.
Oh, you want to?
Please.
Yeah.
And look at each other like.
Yeah, who's the least shy?
I've been here before.
Yes, because I recognized you. Yeah, you're hiding. Okay.
Yeah, I think Laura's been here a good couple of times.
Yes. Yeah.
And we live in Jasper. She's like right in town, and I'm kind of more out towards Ranger a little bit.
Yep.
Between Jasper and Fairmount, anyway, out that side. So yeah, she said, let's go this morning. I'm like, yeah, sounds great, because we're both very like-minded and very excited to be here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get going with another song here. All right. So we'll get the song teed up here. And you want to stand and kind of get the energy going here as you are able?
It's all right, she wanted to see herself before.
Oh, nice. I love it. Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my church, Spirit. Thank you for my church. Thank you for my church, Spirit. Thank you for my church. This loving, this loving, this loving church. This loving, this loving, this loving church. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful 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 day. All right, so Sky's going to give us some updates of the wonderful goings on at Unity Church of the Mountains.
I'm not that short. How y'all doing today? All right. Yeah, so these are just some updates. So September 26th is our outdoor service at Meeks Park, and followed up by our annual picnic. Talk to Susie and Jeanette for more details on that and let them know what you're going to be bringing. And then October 3rd, right after Sunday service, we're having a Unity 101 membership class. This will be in person, live on Zoom, and on Facebook as well. And then we'll be formally welcoming our new members on the following Sunday after that, October 10th. Our new class with Rob and Reverend Volker, History of New Thought and Unity, October 12th to December 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. And then looking ahead, we have 2 Sing for Joy events, Thursday, October 14th at 6 p.m. We have our Scattered Chants, Dance, and Rhythm. We'll be doing chants, drumming, Taya style, and then we'll finish off with an angel walk. If you don't know what an angel walk is, come and find out. And then the November 4th at 6 p.m. is our other Sing for Joy event, Soul Music Explosion. So they're singing anything from Temptations to John Lennon, Supremes to Justin Timberlake. We'll be singing all the favorite hits. If you've not already signed in at the front, please do so before or after service. And then I'm going to let Susie come up and say a few things real quick.
Thank you. Didn't even hear over the wires. Thank you, Sky. Okay, yes, I just want to say just a few words about the program for next weekend. Newcomers, the ones of you who have not been here before, we have an awesome presence here at the platform, but you're missing Mike Davis. Mike Davis will be at Meeks Park with our congregation next Sunday in full voice, and it's going to be a treat for everyone. I've made several phone calls because, again, newcomers, that this is not our usual number of people. We have a strong core of really, really spiritually led and just wonderful giving people. But one thing and another, friends are out of town, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to explain that because of concerns about COVID because of people that have maybe compromised systems. We are going to do something different than we've done in the past. It will be a potluck. And I do have sheets at the front table there for you to sign up what you'd like to bring and kind of give us a head count on how many to prepare for. But we'll have all the disposable items necessary. And basically, we're going to have long serving tables, and we're going to have several of our members who have volunteered to be servers. So they're going to be masked, they're going to wear plastic gloves, and you can just point and say, I want some of that and how much, or heap it up. There's already 2 entrees on the sheet out there. Dave Wasick is going to make his, I'm not sure if it's famous or infamous, but it's beer can chicken.
Yummy.
Done on the grill. And Charlotte couldn't be here today. She had another thing she had to be involved in. Sounds like a great one, by the way. But anyway, she is, per Bob, going to bring her famous, or it's amazing, shrimp pasta. And I said, well, that sounds great, but what are the rest of them going to eat? And I'm going to basically find that container first, and if you're lucky, there might be something left. But sincerely, several of us have been to the pavilion. They've outfitted pavilion number 3 in really a nice way. They've got some brand new tables in there. They're resin, but they look like little hexagonal picnic tables. They could seat up to 6 people, but 4 comfortably. So there's like 11 of those tables. So I'm talking, if we get 50 people there, we can use the extra big picnic tables, but we can spread out. We can be safe. We'll socially distance while we're going through the serving line. I'll be calling people up 1 table at a time. So a bribe might help you to get up there sooner, okay? Anyway, please sign up at the front there. And there's also a sign-up sheet there for Unity 101. If you're already a member and you'd like to come in again, Mike does an awesome job. You just can't learn enough. And I'd like to add one more thing, Sky, about the class that Reverend Robin is teaching. It's going to be about, it's a 10-week class. Well, you can do it for credit or not, but it's something I've wanted to learn more about myself, and that is the foundations of unity, who we are, where we are. So it's the foundations of unity and the science of the mind. And Reverend Robin Volger is a most gifted teacher. So it's all going to be by Zoom. 6:30 to 8 p.m. And I'm saying this specifically for you newcomers. Any and all of you are welcome to join in. If you would like to be added to our Mountain Spirit newsletter, just put your name and your email address on that sheet at the front of the room there, and that way you'll get the announcements of future events like these classes. So we welcome you all. We're so happy to have you here. Be blessed. I microphone challenge, just so. That's not it. Go ahead, just laugh. Yeah, I'm going to comment.
Yes, yeah, we're going to be singing here in a moment.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to hear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
All right, Susie's going to come back up and share about the prayer box and read the daily word for us.
I did that just to make Jeanette crazy. I made it past all those cables twice, but anyway. Okay. Just a moment here. Just take a breath and feel the spiritual energy we have in this room. We have the most awesome power within us as given by God. And the power to pray for others is such a gift. We know that, dear God, sweet Spirit, you are with us in everything we do and everywhere we go. This is the time which we use to pray over our prayer box and also to silently or out loud remember people that are in your thoughts, in your hearts, that need our love and our prayers. I would like to mention that Mike Davis has been in touch with the Bowerly family. Linda Bowerly made her transition earlier this week. She was a longtime Unity member, and her husband, Carl, was at one time the board president here at the Unity Church of the Mountains. They also lost a daughter 2 weeks ago. Linda was the first prayer chaplain at the Unity Church of the Mountains, and for a while she was the only prayer chaplain we had here. So I would just like to take just a moment and say how much it's appreciated when people say, well, how did you get the calling? Why did you decide to become a prayer chaplain? And you look like, gosh, I don't know. At first I was personally quite timid. Who am I? I'm new to the church. Who am I to pray for others? What I would like to say, because maybe you don't all understand, is we're not counselors. If you ask for help, we'll refer you to Mike Davis, our spiritual leader and our ministry coordinator. Our calling is to listen to you. If you want to meet with any of the prayer chaplains, and we have like 9 of them now, okay? Not all are here today, but we have a private space in the library, and we listen, we affirm that all is going to be well, that God will answer your prayers, that God will care for us, each and every one. Take just a moment. Oh, one more thing. Mike did speak to a family member, to Heidi, and he offered to facilitate a memorial service, and she said that later in October would probably be a good time, so watch the Mountain Spirit and future services for information on that. Just take 10 seconds, and I'll think of my family names, and you think of the ones you'd like to bless. Thank you. Now add to that all the names in this box. You've heard this where it's almost wrote now, but they remain in the box here at the church for a full month. And the prayer chaplains, we have our private lists. We have lists that we send to each other. It's published once in the Mountain Spirit, but our prayers continue. Those pieces of paper that hold our prayers and our love are then sent to Silent Unity in Missouri, where they're prayed over for another full 30 days. This has been ongoing for over a century. And I'm seriously, when I just did a little bit of research, it's given me the God bumps. Basically, over 2 million people a year have had connection with Silent Unity. That is so much power. So never mind the fear, the bowing down to fear, etc. Our purpose here is to be unified, to live up to our name, Unity, and to love and bless these people and everybody in the world looking for a better future for us all. That's what we can do. Amen.
Amen.
And I love this one. Today's daily word is free. Free to be me. Angela, you're going to have so much to give us in just a moment, but living from my divine nature frees me. Sometimes I feel limited when I don't think I have enough time, money, space, education, or experience. These thoughts can occupy so much space in my mind that I began to think limitation is the truth of life. The greater truth is that I am free and unlimited in spirit. Alive in God, I am free to express all the love, wisdom, and strength of the divine as only I can. When joy and liberation, what joy and liberation it is to know that nothing can separate me from my true spiritual nature. If I believe any circumstance in my life or any of my past actions obstruct or delay my spiritual progress, I now release that belief, embracing and living from the divine presence, the Christ within me. I claim freedom from all limitation. In him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Susie. Right, we're going to sing together, Blessing to the World, in just a moment.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Blessing to the world. Blessing to the world.
Beautiful. Are we praying or talking? Meditating, huh? Okay. All our services are different. I speak everywhere now. And I'm like, okay, if I don't have a roster, so let us know this. There's one power. It is absolutely present in everything all the time. And what I want this morning is that we make a promise to ourselves. In the silence of meditation, I give you these words to take for yourself. In secret and open. I promised myself to be strong, that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. I promised myself to talk about health, happiness, and prosperity to every person I meet. I promised myself to look at the sunny side of everything and make my optimism come true. I promised myself to think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best.
I promise myself to be just as enthusiastic about someone else's success as I am my own. I promise myself to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of what's next. I promise myself to wear a cheerful expression and give a smile to every living being. I promise myself that I will spend so much time improving myself that I have no time to criticize others. I promise myself to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. I promise myself to think well of myself and to proclaim this fact in the world, not by loud words, but in great deeds. To live in faith, faith in myself, faith in this world that we can be healed together if we be our true selves every day. We give thanks in this day and every day. And so it is. Amen. Good morning again.
Morning.
I realized while I was sitting there, the talk title is Out of the Blue. And out of the blue, I realized today is actually my 6th year as an ordained minister. The celebration was this day, 6 years ago. So it's amazing what we can do in a day if we just take it one day at a time. Out of the blue has so many meanings. And one of the meanings to me is when I was looking for a car, and anytime I'm looking for a car, it seemed like out of the blue, you see that car type you like. It's all over the road and everybody's got one. It's like, wait, do I really want that car now? Because everybody's got it. But I didn't even notice it until it was time for me to buy it, or I considered it, and then it was everywhere. So that's one of the things that shows up. Now, where did this thought come from that I would see it? Or you would think of someone and they called you. Felt like out of the blue, they just called or text or showed up that right in front of you. I'm like, where is this coming from? There's no coincidences. What's happening in our lives is it's really never out of the blue. Our experiences come from that which we've collected in our minds and in our hearts and in our actions. So as we're collectively doing our day, I wonder what we envision. Well, we talked about the loss of a few family members because we're in this big family together. And I brought a family member that we lost, the celebration of Joyce Reynolds. I think she used to speak here sometimes. So let's honor Joyce with a hand clap. She can hear that. I think Joyce has been following me since she made her transition because she was one of the ones. I think most of you know that I worked for IBM and I retired from IBM last year. Joyce had a hand in that. We started having dinner together or lunch together. Her big meal was lunch. She would have lunch and that was it. So we would have lunch together because she was working on my vision of being independent, I guess, of anything. And one of the things I brought on this vision board, this was my first vision board. In 2008, I thought I was going to lose my job at IBM. I'm 61 now, but I was 48 then. So at 48, that was too young to be like retiring. I didn't qualify for that. And then 2008, the bottom had dropped out of the market and it was crazy. So after I heard the news, hung up the phone, cried. You know, that's what we do. Whatever you expect, or you fight, throw stuff, So I cried. So I decided, instead of throwing stuff and crying, The Secret had come out just a few years before, and they were talking about a vision board. So I made my first vision board, which is framed, and Joyce is on my vision board. So it was not a coincidence or out of the blue when just before I am leaving IBM last year, we're having conversations around it. And one of the things Joyce didn't do, she didn't like a team. I like a team. I need help. I don't like doing nothing by myself. So she couldn't convince me because I had a team. It's like, I'm good. Well, you need to charge this. Nope, I'm giving it away. I don't want to charge. You know, just fighting it, resistance. So fast forward to last year, June 2020, I get a call from IBM like I did in '08 and said, your job is gone again. I was like, training is always the first to go. Don't get it twisted, people. If you're in training, they're coming for you because you're not generating revenue per se, you're cost. So you're going to be the first to go. And I knew when they were moving me from project manager to trainer again, I'm like, you know what? But when this vision board was made, those tears that came and that fear, you know, even though I was a practitioner at the time and I was going through ministerial at the time, and as a matter of fact, I became a minister that fall because I was already in the 2-year program. But we're still human. And the first thing that set in was fear. That's where the tears came from. What was I afraid of? But we can be, even if we think we know the power, God, Yahweh. Our humanness says, well, we're tactical. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to do this, and we have to prepare for that. I sat my little happy self in the middle of the floor like a kid one Sunday afternoon and made this vision board, and this board is still coming true. So it is up to us to decide what we put our power in. So I attribute it to Joyce. I immediately called her when IBM called and said, well, I thought about it first. I didn't cry that time. I said the first time I was going to feel that way again, and I didn't. So when I got the call that time, we were Zooming then because we were in the middle of COVID, and out of the blue, I get a call from my boss. You don't call me. What you calling for? You don't call me unless somebody's got a problem, and we hadn't had a problem in a long time. And I'm like, was somebody upset about something? And I could tell as soon as I saw his face, it was not a problem with someone else. It was me. And when I hung up that time, guess what I reached for? Prayer. I knew this time that I didn't have to go through the gyrations of a board and this and that. I went to bed and I woke up the next morning, and I don't even hear words all the time, but this time it said covered. And I really didn't even know what that meant because that's not a word I use. But I had to trust it. It was actually a holiday weekend that weekend. And it was Memorial Weekend. I'll never forget it. And so on that Tuesday when we came back, I said, what do we do to process me out? And believe it or not, at 60, I retired from IBM, which is Big Blue. The name of the company is called Big Blue sometimes. I'm like, oh, I was working at the Blue, and out of the blue, here you come throwing me out the door. So I know that this power works brilliantly. I know when I started IBM those many years ago, the reason why I started, my former husband at the time was getting out of the military, and he was getting out early, so he wasn't retiring, and my kids needed insurance. I wanted them to be well protected. So although I had found a job that I could travel with, it didn't have insurance because I thought we were covered. That word again. So I decided that I needed a job, and I was already working with my a company, but my cousin was letting me stay with her during the week. We were at Warner Robins Air Force Base, so my kids were down there, and I was coming up to Atlanta trying to get settled, get a house, you know, because once you get out of the military, everything changes, your status changes. If you were active duty military and you're out, now you're unemployed. That's how that looks. You know, that's just how that looks. So we had to go ahead and get stable. So there's a big ad in the paper because my cousin takes the paper. I heard somebody, they don't watch the news, they don't want cable. I don't either. I don't like the news too much. It doesn't seem to have the truth in it. So when I'm looking at her paper, I see this big old ad, probably about the size of this paper, with IBM hiring in it. I was in 1994. I got the job that day. And long story short, IBM is still paying for my insurance. And I don't even work there anymore. So when you talk about covered, when you go in for the right reasons, because I thought I was going to be divorcing my husband then. But the universe said, no, there's more in store. And it doesn't always say it in those words. You know, covered, I heard. Me staying with him, I wasn't really quite sure what was going on there. But I saw that it was a bigger idea, a greater idea at work. If we listen to the greater idea, it's got us. That's what faith is. That's what trust is. It's not out of the blue. It's that one power that we all tap into, and it works for me. It works for you. Each of us get to use it the way we are. I use it for IBM. You use it for what you use it for. It's up to us to decide what we're going to do with our lives, whether we're going to keep our heads to the sky, which is blue as well. That's why we point up. The universe is actually big and wide, and it's pretty blue too. It's kind of a navy. Is it a navy blue out there in the universe? I don't think it's black. There is a black hole out there, but let's miss that one. But I think the universe is really kind of that dark, deep blue. But we're on planet Earth blue. And so what I want to look at the color blue, or when it says out of the blue, you know, you hear that term all the time. So this is what I picked up. Unexpected, suddenly, abrupt, quick, swift, rapid, speedy, unforeseen, unanticipated. All of those words kind of came up when I looked up out of the blue. When I think about the blue, one of the places that I get a lot of my connection to God, nature, it's all the same to me. You can call it what you want. The thing itself is what Science of Mind taught me. I like it. It's you, it's me, it's the sun, it's the stars, it's my car. You know, it's everything. It's the food we eat. It's the people we talk to. So the Bee Gees is a group that came out in the 70s when I was graduating high school. And, you know, they had been out a while, and I've seen their story, and they actually have been on HBO recently. And only one brother is still alive. He's 74. Barry. Barry's the only one still alive. He misses his brothers, too. And he thought about all that they had gone through. And one of the songs that really kicked them off was How Deep Is Your Love? And what I saw in that song was respect, care, and trust. Because those brothers had to come back together because they had got sorted out and went other places and decided to come to America and start anew. And then that movie, Saturday Night Live, came out and really put them over the top. But what came out of the blue for them was drugs and alcohol and all that attention, and it really messed the brothers up because they let something else get in it rather than their true selves. The blues can be that when we're down and out and trouble and we need a helping hand. Who sings that? James Taylor. Yes, so there are songs out there that tell us, that get us in tune with us. We've got a friend. You know, his brothers were his friends. So he said in the interview he'd give up singing today if he could have his brothers back. You know, he would have just given up singing. But we're all meant to do something on planet Earth. We don't really get to decide. Those voices were meant for us to hear. But what we have to do is remember to take everything to God in prayer. We don't take it to the gambling table. We don't take it to the bar. We don't take it to places that might destroy us. Those are habits that we have. We can have healthy habits, or we can have poor habits. That's why I like the 7 habits of highly effective people so much. Help me to stay above losing myself to less. And when I say respect, the thing I mean when I say respect, which is habit 1, be proactive, take responsibility. The responsibility is giving it to God. That's habit 1. Give everything there. Because if we try to do it, we could end up someplace we don't want. I watched Snapped a lot when I was about to divorce my husband. And I was wondering why I was watching that movie, those shows. But people got to where they had had enough. But the one thing that they didn't do in every one of those episodes, even if they had somebody of the cloth in it, they didn't take it to God. They put it in their own hands, and they decided to do it themselves. And you have different outcomes when we do it ourselves, be it whatever. Back at IBM, I was traveling a lot, training people in Manila. And I would use my IBM credit card for the hotels and all the things that were company related. But if I went on an excursion or a tour or had some fun, I needed to use my own personal credit card. So your credit card is already on file, those who travel with the hotel. So I needed to correct an expense with my own credit card. While I'm traveling, I always put my important things in the safe so I don't take them, because Manila, you know, the airport has armed guards, and my hotel had armed guards. You know, a coup could break out any minute. It was that kind of place. But I walked around like it was a playground, you know. So, but I did usually always, this was the one time, I would always have all my important credentials in the safe. So I take my purse out of the safe that I'm going to go pay this particular expense with, and then I decide I'm going to go shopping. But something says, put your wallet back. I got it. I go shopping. I spend the whole day at Asia Mall having fun, and they've got security there. Hold your purse tight. I'm holding my purse tight. The last spot, you can see I'm a shoe person. So I was at a shoe store, and I was trying on shoes, and my purse was right here. And I went to pay for the shoes, and there was no wallet. I looked, I still had my purse, and my passport was in my purse. They could have took the whole thing. And so there was a guard in the place where I was. And they called the police, and we filled out a report. And I realized how much clout we do have, even if you don't have money in your pocket. American Express gave me money, and Bank of America had sent money, and so it was amazing that I was not without money, but I was without everything in that wallet. What that told me was, it is talking to us all the time. Sometimes it's loud because we're not listening. Sometimes it's very subtle. Put it back. Not putting it back cost me my wallet, but I assessed everything in that wallet, and I became debt-free because of that. One of the things that we can do if something happens to us, it's a mistake. Don't relive it. Do something different about it. So, fast forward to last year, 2020, getting in that debt-free habit, because this was about 2014, 2015 when this happened. That allowed me not to be tied to IBM. And when that man said, your job is going away, but we will help you find something new, COVID was going on. I didn't want no new boss. I've been with them 12 years, and you're going to stick me in some new team, and then I go off, and then I don't end my career on a high note because I'm giving somebody the business because they don't know me. I've got to prove myself to somebody again. I'm not doing that. Joyce came up. And that's why I was not at IBM anymore. It was time to do my own thing. So out of the blue, on television, there's an ad that comes on, if you have a book in you. Well, I had written this little story for my prayer team. I was doing prayer while I was traveling remotely. Every Monday, I don't care where I was in the world, I was doing prayer. So I kept saying, I want to write a book, I want to write a book. But if anybody who's still working, you know, you don't have time to write a book if you're working for a company. You got them in your head, your family in your head, life in your head. You don't have time for extra, really. So I didn't think I did. So I wrote a little children's book, kind of Dr. Seuss rhyme, and I did it like in one day. Well, that book came up in my spirit when I saw that ad on the television. That was about August, 2 months into retirement. I sent off that Birds of a Feather script, and long story short with that book is about to be published in another month. The illustrator, and thank you. I can't believe it. The illustrator, I had to find an illustrator because my publishing house offered to publish last September. September is getting to be pretty special. It was a September month. I wonder, was it this day? No, it wasn't this day. So in September of last year, 2020, I was on my way to Pensacola Beach, where the deep blue is. That's where I go talk to God even clearer. And I got that offer to publish on the way to that trip. There are things in our day, there are signs in our way. It tells us what to do. That blue chakra is here. It's our voice. There is a reason it's coming out because it's what we're speaking. Do you know that the rainbow is the chakras? That I did not know until I decided to do this talk out of the blue, because I'm like, I'm looking at the chakras and the blue one is the voice. So it doesn't come from, it comes from out of you. So one of the things we must do is keep our chakras lined up. Stay in, take everything to the blue. And that's the God in you. One of the habits that we have is stressing. Let's stop stressing. Look where they got it in our heads. Right? It goes straight here. That's where God is. Make it a habit of powerfulness. You know, they have this out. They've got all these right there. Start good ones. Break bad ones. Change your life. Right? So what are our habits? What are we doing every day? Are we talking ourselves into badness or happiness? And then the power of optimism, because when the world is telling us that it's awful and there's a disease or a pandemic out here and jobs and dead, and optimism. Don't buy into it just because somebody told you that. Matter of fact, excuse yourself from that table if they want to keep talking low, because we're going to live above the line. We're going to live in prayer. Emergencies do happen. That's still above the line. You take care of that emergency because you're prepared. But if we live below the line, we're subject to deception and waste. And we are not here to waste our time. Willy Wonka said, time is precious. Don't waste it. There are signs everywhere. This has been the summer of me, and it's reminded me of me in the sense that Perry Mason has been coming on, Leave It to Beaver, Bugs Bunny and Tweety, Happy Days, Addams Family. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So I am remembering when I was a kid and what made me happy. And those are the things that are keeping me happy. Remember your happy moments. We can get stuck in the sad. That's below the line. And we might fall below the line every now and then, but climb back up. And if you need a prayer partner, find one. Prayer is key. It is up to us to pray our way, P-R-A-Y, instead of P-R-E-Y, through life. And so it is. I'm done. Y'all want me to keep talking? Do I pray again or we sing again? Where are we?
Yeah, oh my gosh. We're so honored to have you here today.
I'm honored to be here. I could talk all day. Y'all know that,
We
right?
could listen to
I'm like,
you
let me
all
just
day.
stop right here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Angela. That was
Thank you.
that was awesome, wasn't it?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, now is time for our love offering. This is the time in the service when we gratefully receive our tithes and offerings. And there's 3 ways to support our community. Online at unitychurchofthemountains.org/donate, or you can send a check payable to Unity Church of the Mountains, P.O. Box 832, Blairsville, Georgia, 30514, or you can sign up for consistent giving. It's simple, it's safe, it's secure, and you can speak to Dave Ward right there. And, or you can email Mike at mikedavis.unitycom@gmail.com. And let's offer a prayer from our hearts. Thankful that we have awesome speakers, teachers, ministers, and having Angela here today, and we give thanks for that. And please join me in the offering affirmation. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And now, and also too, there's the gourd going outside that you're welcome to put an offering in there as well. Please join me in the healing affirmative prayer. May my mind know that it cannot be limited. May my heart know it cannot be separate. May I know only wholeness of being and claim nothing less than the fullness of life. All right, and now for our closing prayer. Please close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Breathe deeply, clear your mind, and just soak in the beautiful words that Angela brought to us today about, the daily practice, clearing our mind to allow it, the beautiful inspiration to come in and through us, that the deep blue is indeed inside of us, just waiting to be expressed as the love and the peace and the joy and the beautiful, healthy, and whole creativity that's meant to come out and bless this world. Amen. And now stand as you are able, and we're going to sing the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.